How to gear up in AION 2. You have just reached level 45 and probably right now you're wondering what are you going to do regarding gearing up part of the story, PvP wise and PvE wise. Don't worry, I got you covered. In today's video, for all classes, you'll find out how exactly are you going to gear up in AION 2. Before we start, let me just say, subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Twitch. I'm live streaming every single day, mandatory, no skipping. Visit me on Twitch every day about 7 p.m. Central European Time. If you have any kind of questions regarding the game, I'll be glad to answer and also to keep you updated regarding everything what is happening in world of AION 2. Also, it's important to mention that you can use Gear Up Booster to play AION 2 on servers in Taiwan and Korea with less ping. It's very simple to use. I can show here. This is Gear Up Booster in front of me, user interface. You pick AION 2, then you pick a region where you are playing AION 2, Korea or Taiwan. Click, for example, I'm playing currently on servers in Taiwan. Click here on Taiwan and your game will be boosted. You are going to have much lower ping. How is that looking in the game? You'll see right now. This is how it's looking. Gear Up Booster in the game. You can see your ping is greatly reduced, and depending on your location, where are you playing from, of course, on servers in Taiwan and Korea. Also, don't forget that Gear Up Booster is also supporting mobile devices. You will find all the necessary links in the pinned comments below this video and in the description of this video. So make sure to use Gear Up Booster while you play AION 2 on servers in Korea and Taiwan. But now, let's focus on the main topic of this video, how to gear up. First thing which you need to know is that in AION 2, we are having two types of the gear. We are having PvP gear, which is coming here from Abyss Points shop. I can show you here PvP parts of the gear. I can show you actually better here on this part of the UI. Is having PvP damage boost and PvP damage tolerance. So this is the best PvP gear in this game. Actually, this one here, Guardian High Commander. We are going back here later. I will show you how are you going to acquire this gear. Regarding PvE gear, best gear is coming from crafting. So basically opposite from PvP gear, PvE gear is having PvE damage boost and also PvE damage tolerance. So when we are talking about gear regarding PvP, you are going to acquire Abyss gear. Regarding PvE, best gear in the game is craftable gear. However, story regarding gearing up after you have reached level 45, you are starting in dungeons. Depending on your gear score, you're going to start to play expedition and conquest dungeons. Which one? Well, the best you can enter depending on your combat power. As you can see here for Draupnir, you need to have minimum combat power 1000. Why are you moving here? I can show you to obtain gold gear. This gold gear is much better than gear which you already have now on level 45. I will assume at this point in time you have reached level 45. I can show you here, for example, this is one of the characters which I have bring to level 45. You can see on this Templar, I have just reached level 45. My gear score is 1030. This is a fresh new character reaching level 45. Also, I will assume you have already visited all the strongholds, all the sealed dungeons on your map, and also you have collected all the feathers. I will assume you have already done that. That is very important. So when you see question mark on your map, go over there. You need to visit all the sealed dungeons, collect all the feathers, and visit strongholds. If you have already done that, that's already a huge part of the story done regarding leveling. You are ready now with gearing up part of the story. So back to expedition dungeons. Where are you going to go? Well, go wherever you can according to your gear score. What do you want to get? You want to get golden gear. Here you want to get armor. Here example, fire temple. You want to get maybe weapons. All depends on your gear score where you can enter. So acquire this gear. Probably you're asking now, what kind of gear this actually is? Is this a PvP gear or PvE gear? Well, I can show here, for example, on this longsword. Well, it's kind of in between. It's neither, because gear from dungeons doesn't have any kind of PvP damage percentage or any kind of PvE damage boost. There is no any kind of PvP or PvE boost for your character regarding defense or regarding attack. So this gear is kind of technically it's neither. It's neither PvP, neither PvE. However, it will do for the start. So start your journey here, depending, like I said, on your gear score. How are you increasing your gear score? You're going to go in these dungeons on higher difficulty and acquire yourself a golden gear. However, that is only beginning of the story. Now we need to talk about acquiring Abyss points. You need to get yourself, definitely for PvP in generally, you need to get yourself best PvP gear in the game. This is it. Now, regarding this gear here, you can see amount of Abyss points which you will need is absolutely insane. Also, you need medals. Consider that we have already now cap regarding how much you can acquire Abyss points. This gear here, you are going to acquire within several months, even longer. So forget about this at this point in time at least. This is very hard to get. You need lots of Abyss points and medals. However, you can definitely get this gear here. Now, you are going to start to collect Abyss points. I will tell you how in a second. Start by buying accessories. Accessories are the cheapest, but they're also giving you very nice damage boost. I can show you here different kind of necklace, earrings, rings. Check them out. Start by acquiring accessories, then weapon. Next is weapon, because you are getting very, very nice PvP damage boost. And after that, slowly you are moving into armor parts. Now you're probably wondering, wait a second, I don't have any Abyss points. Look in my left upper corner. This is fresh character now on level 45. I have only 902 Abyss points. How are you acquiring them? Don't worry, there are several ways how to acquire Abyss points. Let's start with most simple one before we start to talk about PvP. Press J on your keyboard, you'll have this menu in front of you. Click on duty in the right part of your screen, and you will have in front of you lots of different kind of quests which you can do for, you can see each one of these quests is giving you 500 Abyss points. Also some Kina, which is very cool. We need Kina, a lot of Kina. That's a story for another video. Very soon on my YouTube channel you will see video how to get Kina, how to farm Kina in the game. That is very important. But anyway, regarding Abyss points, start with these quests. Get 500 Abyss points whenever you can. That is not the only source for Abyss points. Where else are you getting Abyss points? I can show you here on main menu. You need to go into supply request. In supply request, you have emergency, weekly, season crafting, and season bosses menu. What this actually means? Well, this is type of the codex. You are putting different kind of items here within this codex, and in return, you are getting Abyss points. Are you getting a lot? Well, you're getting some amount. I can show you here, for example, let me put some Silentium here, delivery, click on it, and here we go. I have just acquired myself, you can see in the left upper corner, more than 4,000 Abyss points. Very simple, very easy way, and you need to dedicate yourself here. This is basically a codex. This is basically a codex. You're using crafting, also some other methods. You're basically collecting different things in the game and putting here within the codex. So this here, not the best way how to acquire Abyss points, but definitely very important way. Also, I need to mention that even Shugo games, you can go here into Shugo Festival, even within Shugo games, you can actually get Abyss points as rewards. So that is very important to say. You need to know that because it's not a lot. It's not really a lot, but you can get also some Abyss points. You can see here obtainable reward 100%. Yes, Abyss points. However, main way, how are you getting Abyss points? Well, you will need to do some PvP. Let's go do some PvP. Actually, let's go over there in Abyss to show you how are you acquiring Abyss points. Abyss points you can also get in Arena, 1 versus 1. Don't forget about that. That's very important. You need to go in Arena every single day, 1 versus 1. Even if you lose, you're getting some Abyss points. But your main source of Abyss points will be here in Abyss. This is a big region, faction versus faction, PvP. You can participate in PvP. Every time when you defeat your opponent, we are going to get some AP. Every time when you lose in a PvP fight, you're going to lose some AP. However, that is not everything. I need to show you here. Let's move. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. So you need to visit this here. This is Command Shop Merchant. Let's talk with this merchant. From this merchant, you can buy different kind of scrolls. You can see in the left upper corner of my screen different types of the scrolls. Buy these scrolls, finish certain quests, and get yourself Abyss points. From each one of these scrolls, you can get Abyss points. But the biggest amount of Abyss points is actually coming from artifacts and Abyss Corridor. There are 3 portals in Abyss. It's a 5-minute dungeon, very short dungeon. You don't need to spend too much time here. And basically what you need to do is to kill mobs the fastest you can. The more mobs you kill, you'll get more Abyss points. You can get a really nice amount of Abyss points from Abyss Corridor and Artifact. Just check them out when they're going to be up here on this part of the screen. You can see this is Abyss of AION 2. So you can acquire Abyss points on many different kind of ways, not only PvPing in Abyss, which is basically one of the main ways. You have contracts, you have artifacts, Abyss Corridor there are many things to do, right? Artifact Siege. This is that region where you need to go. How to enter that region, I have shown you here on main menu. You need to go on Abyss. However, that's not the only way. You need to go for supply requests. That is also another way how to get Abyss points. You need to play Shugo games, little amount, but you'll get some. And like I said, don't forget about duty quests. Press J on your keyboard, move here to duty, and do all of these quests. You're getting, look at this, different kind of quests for Abyss points, and also you can get some Kina. So when you acquire yourself some Abyss points, you are going to buy yourself your first Abyss gear. Like I said, that's very important. Start with accessories. They are most cheap. Then move to weapon, and after that, you go for armor. Don't forget about that, because accessories, they are giving you very nice damage boost, also regarding your weapon, and later you can go for armor. So this is the part of the story, how to acquire PvP gear. Regarding higher grades of PvP gear, we have some amazing, insane PvP gear. Well, for this, you are going to wait for a longer time, because it will take lots of time to acquire these amounts. Look at these millions of Abyss points, and also to get different kind of medals. So be patient regarding this, but you can start definitely with PvP gear, this basic one, no issue regarding that. It's already a very nice gear, which will give you PvP boost regarding damage and regarding defense. Regarding PvE, I already started. You should start with expedition dungeons. You're going to go here on this part of the menu, right? Conquest dungeons you have depending on your gear score, on your combat power. However, regarding best PvE gear, you want to definitely go here. Now, we have currently 5 professions in AION 2 regarding crafting. We have blacksmithing, armor smithing, handicrafting, alchemy, and cooking. You can see different professions are giving you different kind of things. Obviously, cooking is giving you food. Now, regarding blacksmithing, check this out. Greatsword, longsword, dagger, mace, guard. That is the weapon which every class basically have. Then armor smithing. We have gear parts. Helm, pauldrons, top, legs, gloves, shoes, cloaks. There are so many gear parts here, and each one of these gear parts is having either PvE damage boost or PvE damage tolerance. So this is the best PvE gear in the game. You're getting it for crafting. It will not be easy. This will definitely not be easy. However, this white one, at least to some point, you can get already on the start. You need to get yourself into crafting, gathering different kind of materials. You need to collect this odile. That is very important. Also, check substance morph. Why is this very important? Because you can actually morph lots of different kind of materials here from this odile. You can notice here something very interesting. This substance morphing is actually connected with crafting. So, for example, if you can see that you need some specific material, like Aria, Targena, look, you can craft, basically morph, and let's say craft, you can morph any of these materials, which you will use later in different crafting professions, from odile. So you need to collect this odile. Anytime when you see it, go collect odile in open world, and then you're going to be able to get some very useful materials for crafting. Not only materials for crafting, obviously, look, you can do in morphing wings, you can do different kind of things, but also connected to crafting. So guys, getting up in AION 2 definitely will not be an easy process. It will be process lasting for a long time. It doesn't matter, are you going for crafting? Even if you go for crafting, it requires so much time to get maybe not even this one, the best. You can go for this one, of course, right? Depending on your prods. If you are not using real money, it will require lots of time. Of course, if you put some money in the game, if you are going pay to win way, which you can do, it will be much shorter time, but it will still require some effort. And of course, regarding PvP gear, definitely this will require lots of effort and lots of time to collect this amount of Avis points and to get one day on the end this best PvP gear in the game. This one you can forget at this point in time because you can see millions of AP needed. However, definitely this for start is possible, and this right we are going to acquire in time. So for today, guys, you know everything what you need to know regarding gearing up in AION 2. Like I said on start of this video, when you reach level 45, I will assume that you have already gathered all the feathers. I'm preparing also a video on my YouTube channel regarding location for all the feathers. I will also assume you have done all the strongholds and hidden dungeons. Then definitely get yourself first in expeditions, do some dungeons here, get yourself some golden gear, start at least with that. After golden gear, definitely you should move to Abyss and also try to collect some Abyss points and get yourself into crafting. So this is the way how can you collect Abyss gear and best PVE gear, craftable gear in AION 2. If you are interested into AION 2, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm preparing lots of videos, guides for new players, PvP-wise and PvE-wise, and also visit me on Twitch. I'm live streaming every single day, mandatory, no skipping. Visit me on Twitch every day about 7 p.m. Central European Time. If you have any kind of questions regarding the game, I'll be glad to answer and also to keep you updated regarding everything what is happening in World of AION 2. Thank you for watching the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitch, and see you soon with another AION 2 video.